Hello, this is Stanley Bloomfield, and I'm here at the Pilot west of Joliet. This is the 5th of October, and this is the fourth video I made today. It's a Sunday, and my load, I was supposed to pick it up today, but when I got to the Home Depot center, the distribution center, my load wasn't even started, and they said it would be 8 a.m. Monday morning. So I thought, why not start making these videos? And again, they're not to honor Charlie Kirk. It's the way he was executed in public, and his connection to the Torah, the nation of Israel, his faith in Jesus as his Messiah, and so on. All of his influence that he was having around the world with his Turning Point business. And so I just have it in the back of my mind that they could not allow him to exert the kind of influence on the whole world with his platform. Yeah, he was reaching the whole world, pretty much. And so, with that said, I'm going to present a study I did. And, I've been asked by people in the past, has the Holy Spirit shown you this? Or something like, are you born again? Are you... And I'm one of these people. I don't know how to answer those kind of questions. But there are things in the Bible that I do know the other side has revealed it to me. And I heard this rabbi, he talked about Genesis chapter 1, and he was out of Marion, Indiana. I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. He's probably not with us now. But Genesis chapter 1, 26 and 27. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his image. In the image of God created he him, male and female. Now, this is something I've noticed based on the Schofield Study Bible. Adam and Eve were man. Adam was a male, Eve was a female, and together they were a man. I don't know how else to explain that, except in the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Adam was not complete without Eve. Anyhow, this rabbi down in Marion, Indiana, he said, when God makes the Bible real to you, and he used Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27, and he said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish. Now, he said, that means you are to have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Now, I've seen others say that this is a part of end time prophecy, and it sure does look to me like they have taken complete control of the earth, and they are now taking dominion over every living creature, including humanity. But the point the rabbi was saying, when the Bible becomes real to you, that's when you know what he didn't really say. He said, I believe he was talking about the Holy Spirit will open it up to you and make the Bible real to you. And that's what I want to talk about. Now, this is one of them times where I will say the Holy Spirit revealed something deep, deep, deep to me, straight from the King James Version text. All right? And I'm not going to be able to do the whole chapter of Genesis chapter 1 because it'll take way too long. But you'll get the gist when by day 3 of creation. I'll stop at day 3 of creation and say I haven't gotten to the point of this yet. So we'll start with Genesis 1 verse 1. In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. All right. The way the Holy Spirit made this chapter me is as follows. In the beginning, God created a perfect environment, heaven and earth, for Stan to live, thrive, and prosper in. As a result of growing up in this earth, Stan, his life became without form and void, and darkness ruled his spirit and soul and body. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. And now, verse 3, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning was the first day. For me, and God said, now this would be maybe when I was 7, when I was 14 and started studying the Greek and Hebrew with the Strong's Concordance and the King James Version. Now, and God said, let Stan see a little light. And Stan saw the light, and God saw that the light that Stan saw was good. And God started to divide the light from the darkness in Stan's body, soul, and spirit. And God, that was the first day of Stan's recreation. Now, the first day, all right, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Now, this is Stan's second day of recreation, and God said, let there be a wall between Stan's spirit and soul. Now the waters, in the Hebrew, sewage is and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And now where is that? Let there be a deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. All right, in Genesis chapter 1 verse 2, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. That right there, waters, can be sewage, tinkle. It's not pure water. My soul has that sewage in it. My spirit, all right, without the firmament dividing the waters above from the waters below, it's just all one. It's just mess. It's garbage. It's sewage. And when God put the firmament between the waters below, the waters above became clean and pure. And that stands soul and spirit. And God put a barrier between the two to keep the soul, from what I can tell, is our lusts, our fears, our emotions of covetousness, all of that, a fear of death, a fear of others, and our spirit is the part where we're open to the spirit realm. And and God called, let's see, and God saw the light that it was good, and God said, let there be a firmament in them. Okay, so, and God said, separate stands soul and spirit, and let him see the division of the waters, of his clean water in the spirit, and his emotions of fear and death and lust and greed and all that. And God called the firmament, and God made the firmament, and God put a division between stands emotions, and God called the firmament then God called stands the spirit, where the clean water is, and then stands soul. And God called firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. Now the waters that are now gathering in day 3 of stands my recreation, the waters that are gathering on the earth's surface, those are now cleaner. Those are being cleaned up, because the moon is there by day 4. It's in its proper orbit, and it's creating the tides and the abyss, the face of the deep, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. That word deep there in Genesis chapter 1-2 is an abyss of surging water. And the abyss is now closed, and now the earth's water is now clean and cleaning up and becoming clean again. And so on day 3, let the waters under the heaven, that's my soul, stands soul, the emotions, the lusts, stands spirit, logic, his heart is now able to control his lusts better, and his emotions, his fear. He's able to I'm on day 3 of my recreation. God is bringing out my spirit and my soul and my heart. And in the Hebrew parts of my studies were earth is masculine, and water and sewage is feminine. And so my body, soul, and spirit, my spirit on the surface is now my soul has 2 parts. It's got the part where the emotions are, my lusts and all that, and then it's got the land. All right, and then in part of day 3 of creation, and God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning was the 3rd day. Now, what the grasses, herbs, and trees, as part of my day 3 of my recreation, I took that as when Paul said, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. And that's where when my spirit in my soul rose up out of my emotions and then the my spiritual water, my soul, and then my masculine spirit rose up above the water, and then I started, and now I'm producing faith, hope, and love. And if you go through the whole Genesis chapter 1, you'll see that by the time you get to day 6, when God creates Adam and then Eve, by all of that, with the day 4, the calendar is set in motion. I know the times and the seasons. By day 5, all the fish, all the aquatic life is now a part of my recreation. The animal life is part of my recreation on day 6. And then at the end of day 6, God finishes. Now that's where I'm not finished. God is not finished Genesis chapter 1 in my life. But the Holy Spirit has shown me that Genesis chapter 1 is the blueprint of how the Holy Spirit and the angels and Jesus and the Father guides us back to the Father in recreation. And so that's one. Now, I know that I probably should have went back and read what I actually wrote, but it's 25, 30 pages of when I did this 25 years ago. But you get the gist of, in the beginning, God created a perfect environment for Stan to live, thrive, and prosper in. As a result of growing up on this earth, Stan's life became without form and void, and darkness ruled his soul. And God said, "Let Stan see a little light." You go through Genesis chapter 1 and let the Holy Spirit, the angels, Jesus, you let heaven's spiritual realm guide you, and you will see that Genesis chapter 1 can become alive for you like it has been for me. And again, I'm not finished. I have not been put in a garden and given a wife, and maybe I have and I just don't recognize it. But I was getting ready to go in the laundromat at the Pilot truck stop and do my clothing, but I thought, you know what? I want to do this. Genesis chapter 1, and how the Holy Spirit makes the Bible living, literally passages. He reveals passages to us and makes it alive and shows us that it's real. All right, with that said, stand out for now.